All right. Hello, guys. Good morning. Welcome to our morning market update for Wednesday, January the 10th of 2018. This is George Papsov from TRADEPRO Academy. I'm really happy to do an update with you guys today. Again, the light is still not working. I haven't got it. It hasn't been working, but I haven't got my new lighting kit. It should be in the mail today. I'll be receiving it. So we'll be well lit for tomorrow's presentation. Also, I decided to sit down for today's morning market update on the standing desk. And I'll tell you why at the end. Today we're going to talk about markets overall. As usual, we're going to talk about crude oil, gold prices, and where some support could be. Bitcoin, I'll give you guys some levels. We're going to talk about a big shift going on in the market that I would say 90% of retail traders are totally clueless about, but you're going to know because you're trading in the right circle. And we're also going to talk about North and South Korea and oil. So we have a pretty packed agenda. So let's get into it. It's going to move a little bit quick today. If you guys have any questions, comments, you're always free to put them down in the comment box. I check it regularly myself, and I personally reply. So I'd love to hear from you guys. If you have any questions, tips, what you want to learn about, anything on YouTube, just throw it down in the comment box. I'm here for you. All right, in Asia, Japan's down 0.3% today. Hong Kong is up 0.2%, and China's up 0.2%, while India is flat. So Asian markets, green, but less green than the last couple sessions. And we're going to talk about how to trade the markets today in a little moment. In Europe, Paris is down 0.4%, Frankfurt's down 0.9%, almost down a whole percentage point. London is flat. So you're seeing a little bit of stronger or a green session in Asia, but not too much green, and then you see a dip in the European markets. I think we're going to get a little bit of a bearish day today. I think the focus and the energy and momentum is going to shift to the downside. And I'll explain why in a moment. All right, futures here in the United States, Dow Jones is down 0.5% overnight. S&P is down also 0.4%, and NASDAQ's down 0.5 percentage point. In the last couple of days, we've had really strong momentum going into the U.S. Open, and what's happened was we've had a dip, and then the price has recovered and rallied. So that's a head fake dip early on in the session to catch some people in the wrong direction of the trade, catch them greedy and wrong so we could run their stops. In today's session, I think because we're bearish, we're going to try to do a little bit of a rally to catch a few people long, and then that rally will be sold off into promptly. So there's a little bit of a reversal to the regular day session momentum that you'll notice off the U.S. Open. Keep an eye out for that. Be very cautious today if you're a bull. All right, crude oil is up 1 percentage point to 63.55. And it continues to rip. It's now at now it's 63.41, so it's down off those highs slightly. The reason for that is for crude oil, there's a really strong inventory report that we're going to talk about in just a moment that came out last night at 4:30. We'll also let's look at gold prices first. Gold's up 1 percentage point today to about 1326, but that level got faded. There's a very strong resistance on gold at 1323 to about 1325. That level right now is being sold off into very aggressively. So if you're long gold, consider taking some profit here and leaving a trailer if you think it's going to continue going upwards. Me personally, I see gold as a day trading opportunity to the downside as a short. If this failed high has caught or trapped some traders long, I think we're about to run some stops to the downside to our next support. And I'll tell you why. If you see a market going up on an intraday basis and volume is weak, that's not a move that you have confidence in. Volume is your confidence indicator. Everyone looks for an indicator that's perfect. Volume is a perfect indicator. If prices are going up and volume is decreasing, look at a volume as the gas pedal. Traders are letting off the gas. There isn't a lot of buying. It's probably more retail crowd getting trapped because they have smaller accounts and take smaller trades. But if there's low volume, that's not to be trusted. So here's what I'm going to tell you. If we break the resistance of 23.25 on gold today and volume increases, start going on the long side. If we break and there's no volume, start looking for fade opportunities and start selling rallies. And I think we can bring gold down to about overall in this larger pullback. If we start moving down, next level support is 1290 after we touched 1310 yesterday. All right, Bitcoin's down 2.8%. Warren Buffett this morning said he would never own Bitcoin. Never say never is what I say. But it's back to our support level that we charted a couple weeks ago on Bitcoin, 13,291 to 13,887. That's a really strong support. Selling pressure started to increase. Again, look at volume. The last couple days, down days on Bitcoin, volume has been up. That means there's some real selling. That doesn't mean somebody's selling 1 Bitcoin, 2 Bitcoin. It means there's a pressure, an overwhelming amount of sales that are taking place as volume increases to the downside. All right. So look for that. Next support on Bitcoin is down at 10,983. So that's the level that we're looking for on that Bitcoin price action. All right, 10-year treasuries have hit a 2.6% yield as of yesterday. There's two reasons for this that we're going to look into, but I'm going to tell you this. Bill Gross has said that when treasuries go above 2.5% yield, that's going to be his ultimate short indication for equities in the entire market. So institutional traders have looked at this 2.5% yield as a trigger to switch from buying to selling. The question is, will they do what they said once they see what they've needed to see? And today they do. Today they wake up, it's 2.6% on 10-year U.S. Treasury yield. So will they start to sell? And I think this could be the precise turning moment, this yield going up. When we speak about it in a couple of weeks, if we've had a lot of selling, this could be the very moment that it all turned. Be very cautious today. Also, seasonality for the month of January is bearish, so that could lead to some weakness in equities as well. If you've been long, you've been right, you've been paid, consider taking some profit on equities as well. This morning, we have at 9 a.m. Fed's Evans speaking on monetary policy. He's speaking at the moment as I'm speaking. Doesn't the Fed know that we have morning market updates at TRADEPRO at 9 a.m.? How dare they schedule an event at 9 a.m.? 10 a.m., we've got Atlanta Fed's business inflation expectations and wholesale trade. And at 10:30, we have the oil inventory numbers. Super important today. Oil is going to give us a lot of opportunity at 10:30 to trade it. I think this is going to be an epic trade today at 10:30. If you guys are looking to join a trading room or participate in a trading room, today is the day to do it. And if you sign up now, you can be part of that as we trade oil in about an hour and a half's time. All right, and what else do we have? We got Fed's Bullard speaking at 1:30 early in the afternoon. He's also speaking on monetary and economic policy. So we have a few speakers and some events at the top of the hour, but the biggest one is crude oil inventory at 10:30. All right. Back to this bond, this 10-year bond announcement, or this 10-year bond yield going up to 2.6%. China announced something overnight that's very big, the very small number of news outlets are reporting on or even talking about or even know at this point. China just said that it's planning to slow down or halt its treasury purchases for the United States. What does that mean? It means that the U.S. just lost a massive buyer. As we know, China and Saudi Arabia are the biggest holders of U.S. debt. They pretty much finance the United States government by buying their bonds. China has said they plan to slow down and halt the purchase of these bonds. For that reason, bond prices are collapsing and the yields are going up. That's what's driving this trend. Keep an eye out on bonds today. If they continue to be weak, yields will continue to go up. Short-term borrowing costs will continue to go up, and that puts downside pressure on equity markets and other risk assets. Be very cautious today. This is something that you're getting an inside look on. This is on the desk of every institutional trading company around the world that many retail traders will completely miss altogether. These bond yields are very important today. All right, North Korea and South Korea yesterday announced that they had talks at a very high level. Yesterday morning, I told you that there was a rumor it happened. News outlets finally picked it up. So we beat the news a little bit on that one. The whole intent was, remember, South Korea and the United States agreed to delay military exercises through these Olympics that are coming up. North Korea and South Korea sat down at the table, they talked, and North Korea will send their athletes to these Olympics. Now, that sounded like a lot of de-escalation in the Korean Peninsula until North Korea said this. They said, you know, our neighbor in the South we're very close allies with, the United States we're not. So they pretty much said, we're cool with South Korea, but we still have problems with the U.S. So that kind of took that de-escalation and negated it. However, South Korean President Moon Jae said, at the New Year's conference, that I think President Trump deserves big credit for bringing about the inter-Korean talks. That was a couple weeks ago, and it's very interesting that South Korea is putting that kind of that accomplishment on the back of Donald Trump and his initiative and efforts. It's interesting for me to see, because all that tells me is Donald Trump is interested in seeing a peaceful resolution, but he's talking up the size of his nuclear button on Twitter to save face. So this is good. This de-escalation in the Korean Peninsula is good. Nobody wants to see a nuclear war. All right, so that's just an update of what to expect. Here's a company or a ticker symbol you want to follow, KODK. This is Eastern Kodak. It's a company, it more than doubled on Tuesday, and it's up 50% pre-market today. So this is making some really big really big moves before the market opens. The reason being is they announced the following. They're going to partner on a blockchain platform for photographers to democratize photography. It's going to be called the Kodak coin, and they're going to hold an ICO on January 31st. This stock, if you're a crypto trader, keep that on your watch list, KODK. It's getting a lot of momentum. I bet you today if I said, hey, TRADEPRO Academy is launching a crypto coin, it's going to be called Crypto Trader, and it's going to democratize trading and trading education, I bet you our stock would go up 6 million%. Feels like just saying crypto and your business operations causes some buying frenzy to come into your stock price. However, this is a little bit different. Keep an eye out on the stock KODK. That's Kodak. All right. Last but not least, oil prices. Why is oil going up so much, and can this continue? Well, there's a few factors here that have supported the price of oil. Number one is oil production cuts. They extended them to the end of this year, 2018, December, end of December, and more countries joined into this OPEC deal. But that kind of put some upside bid, and that was the reason it's been bullish. Since then, we've had a lot of inventory draws, which means what? There's less storage of crude oil around the world, which means there's less supply and or more demand. We know there isn't more demand, therefore it's less supply, and that's what's kind of driving this oil bullish trend. However, yesterday we also got 11 million barrel draw of stockpiles of crude oil inventory rather versus a 5 million expected. That was bullish as well. The price popped. I'll tell you this, at this point, I don't want to be getting long oil. Yes, the trend's been up, but today's trade at 10:30, I feel like we have to get a really big draw in order for this upside to continue. And if we don't, it's a short trade right off the news. And that short trade you could carry for a couple of days, maybe even a week or two. Just an idea. Don't get caught up with that. Here's 4 reasons that I think this oil rally could stall out in the near future. First of all, there's collapsing oil production in Venezuela and Iran because of tensions and political instability that you guys have already heard about. Well, that collapsing oil production leaves a void in the market. They're producing less. So one of these producers is now more inclined to produce more to meet that output gap, especially the higher the price of oil goes. The higher the price of oil goes, the more you're going to be tempted to produce and sell more of it so you can make more money, despite the fact that you've entered into an agreement to not do that. All right. So that brings us to the second point. Some OPEC members could start cheating and actually producing more oil. One such nation that's being looked at very closely and scrutinized is Iran. That's the one who traders feel would cheat if there was a cheating happening in the OPEC agreement. And I'll tell you this, it's not just Iran. You can't single anyone else out. Anyone that's got smart business sense will say, look, prices are going up. There's nobody that's filling the void for the demand. I'm going to get in there and sell my oil somehow through back channels. That's what the oil market's looking for right now. That's what traders are nervous about. The last thing is that the current U.S. shale exploration is booming. There's a lot of supply coming out of the United States. So yes, OPEC nations have agreed to cap their production. But are they going to sit there and watch the United States capitalize on high oil prices? They've capped their oil prices. That's part of the reason oil prices are going up. And now you're going to see countries, or you're going to see United States' shale and offshore production of oil increase, and they're capitalizing on that profit while OPEC is staying flat and not making money, letting the U.S. kind of take that out of their back pocket. That's where the pressures become strong. As U.S. shale increases, there's going to be more pressure for OPEC to start cheating as well. So there's a few factors that are starting to change. Momentum starting to shift. That's oil. I wanted to cover it in a little bit more depth with you today. We have to get a massive draw in today's report in order for prices to continue going higher, because we're already up here. You're going to need that much more fuel to get it going faster and to get prices to go up. A lot of traders are long, institutional and retail, and when somebody is long, what do they have to do to get out? Sell. Where are they going to sell? Below their stops. So I think sell stops are coming. That's the opportunity for day traders. I hope this has been a useful morning market update for you to make some money today. You guys, good luck, good trading. I'd love to see you guys out in our trading room. We do this every single morning. After the YouTube broadcast ends, we go in, map some chart levels on our platform, and then we start trading together as a group. And there's a lot of power in being in a community that does this professionally on a daily basis. I want to see you guys in there. And it's risk-free. Why is it risk-free? You get a 14-day money-back guarantee. If you come out and you don't like it, you say, don't like it, give your money back. No questions asked. If you don't want to be here, I don't want you to be here. It's simple as that. I want you guys to find the right home for you. Many people have. It's your turn. All right, guys, have yourselves a great day. The reason I'm sitting today is so I can do my patented chair spin. That's the only reason, I promise. It doesn't have to do anything with me being tired and going to the gym and not wanting to stand for the next 2 hours. it's just for the chair spin. So here we go. Have a great day. Patent the chair spin in 3, 2, 1. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. All the best. Trade careful. Manage your risk. Trade like a trade pro. Take care, guys. Woo, chair spin. All right, traders, let's get going here. Let's map out some levels. Let's map out some trade ideas, and let's get out there and do what we do every day. Let's go there, make some money. Let me just call it an end for YouTube. Take care, guys.